Where is... And now the stream says we're offline.
Well, because you turned it off.
Yeah, but I just turned it back on. Okay. Testing, testing. Okay, I think I got it figured out. We're good now. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. So, we released a episode about Daggerheart earlier this week. We were very excited about the game here at Story Told. It's a very interesting, fabulous, wonderful game. But we decided to bring back building character, and we're going to make a few characters. I brought Dave, who you might recognize from a couple of our streams here and there, and Steven, you'll know from our Promethean game. But we're going to be doing Daggerheart tonight, just making some characters and see what we come up with. For our frame, we're going to be using the Sablewood location for Daggerheart. It's kind of an expanded frame from what the Quick Start Adventure had, and I figured we'd do this so we could kind of keep this a little bit simpler. We don't know if we're going to end up using these characters. If we do in a different frame, we'll just kind of shift them around. Again, frames are kind of like your setting, your paradigm that you operate into the game under. There's going to be specific rules to each of them. This one seems fairly simple. It's very much geared towards tier 1 characters. Okay, there we go. So the concept of it is a dense forest known for its bustling economy and hybrid animals. The distinctions, it says the Sablewood is an ancient expansive forest of trees that reach hundreds of feet into the air. Rumored to be older than the Forgotten Gods, this dense wood is widely known throughout the mortal realm, and many who visit are surprised to learn that the stories they believed were exaggerated legends are in fact historic truths. Some things to keep in mind are endless verdants. You might find an entire village taken over by hunting trees in the night, now abandoned. Hybrid fauna. You might find the whoosh of air passing over you as a lemur toad swings by in the darkness. A lot of cool ideas for that. The spires. It says, within the Sablewood, there are a number of spires with attendants that take up the position anytime the previous tower tender dies. They use signal fires to signal other villages. To become a spire keeper, one must run through the woods off all known paths and make it to the unattended spire to light the signal fire. So you might find twisting towers of stone that reach beyond the canopy of the Sablewood. As well as well-worn pathways. You might find the creak of a wooden cart passing over packed dirt. Also the underroot, which is... It's subterranean tunnels carved in and among the roots of the Sablewood trees. Some of the GM principles are make the world lush, vibrant, awe-inspiring, show how the natural and the fabricated interact, put the power of nature on full display. Then it just goes into landmarks. And we're not going to worry about that, except for at the settlement, we're going to be tying ourselves around the settlement of Hush. The village leaders are the Faceless Six. They're known for welcoming travelers with food and drink. So you don't have to be from there, but that's where we're going to be originating the story of these 3 characters we're about to make. There's the Sunless Farms. It's a community farm that grows fruits, vegetables, and grain on the southern end of the village. But all of them don't need direct sunlight. Guests. There are no inns or travelers' camps in towns. The culture of Hush dictates that when any outsiders come to visit, they are taken in by a family and given shelter for 3 nights. Clover's Tavern is a 6-story tavern built around the trunk of an ancient tree, the oldest building in Sablewood by many, and it's the hub of activity and socialization. So that's kind of like where we are. We're in this like foresty, as far as we can consider it for our purposes tonight, this forested world. So that's kind of cool. So first things first, on character creation, we need to choose a class. Now, Steven and I have kind of started this a little bit early because we were discussing this, and we have chosen to do the Sorcerer and the Wizard. I'm doing the Sorcerer, Steven will be doing the Wizard. Now, Dave, what do you think you want to do? Fabulous. Ranger, Wizard, and Sorcerer. Cool. So your class represents the kind of character you'll be playing, gives you access to certain abilities and spells during the game. You take the character sheet of the specific class, and each class has a number of subclasses to choose from that help define what kind of focus you'd like your character to have. Take the foundation card for your chosen subclass. So let me get those for you, Steven.
Where do we write our class?
It's it's printed on the top left.
Oh, I see. I didn't know they were class specific.
So the cool thing about this game is all the sheets are very class specific.
That's cool. I didn't realize that.
Okay, so Steven, you have two schools to choose from. The School of War or the School of Knowledge. And you can...
Knowledge.
No, see what they both do.
Well, yeah, well, I already know what I'm sick of war. Yes. Knowledge.
Oh, keep that card with you.
Okay. The war card?
The knowledge card.
Yes, Logan and I live together, by the way, so...
So Ranger. So you can do Beastbound Dave, or you can do Wayfinder. Cool. Okay. Neat.
Should we write this down somewhere? No.
Yes. On your sheet, Steven, to the left, to the right of your class, you'll see name, pronouns, heritage, and subclass.
Uh-huh.
So you'll put School of Knowledge and subclass.
Oh, that's subclass. Okay.
Okay. So now I need to pick Sorcerer. So we have a School of Knowledge, so we have an Academic, we have a Beast Tamer. Excuse me, everyone, I'm getting over a cold as well. Where? Sorcerer. So I can choose Elemental Origin or Primal Origin. I think with this forest, I think Primal Origin is the way to go. I think that'll tie in nicely with the Beastbound Ranger, as well as a nice juxtaposition for the more academic knowledge base of the wizard. Honey, it's not playtime. Okay, so that is step one. This is going to go very quick once we get started, guys. So step 2 is choose your heritage. Your character's heritage is made of both your ancestry and a community card. These two cards establish your character's physical appearance and the environment they grew up in. Dave, have you started thinking about your heritage at all? This is we're doing ancestry and community, or lineage and community. So we're species, race, whatever, however you choose to define it. But they use the word ancestry, I believe. Okay. So that's what you're going with? Okay, cool. So you so in that heritage section, write goblin. But write it in that box, write it on the right hand side of the box. Does that make sense? I don't think form fillables exist yet.
This is subclass?
No, this is heritage.
On the right hand side?
On like the
yeah,
right,
where,
like
on
the,
that side.
Yeah, the right hand side of the box, Stephen. Yeah. Okay, so nice. Okay, so you're doing a goblin, and Stephen, what are you choosing?
The Galapa.
The turtle folk. That's cool.
I don't know. I'm picturing this sort of very droll, dry wizard like Professor Snape, and so a turtle seemed appropriate.
Okay, so let's see.
Oh, yes. We are on an adventure. That's just me workshopping the character. I feel like it's a lazy talk when it's a turtle.
So I think I'm gonna go with the fungrel.
Yeah, you're really into fungi lately.
Yeah, I am. It's been really weird. But we have a goblin, a mushroom man, and and a, and a turtle. There's a weird synergy in that, I feel. Okay. So next thing we have to pick is our community. Where you were born, how you grew up. There are things like highborn, loreborn, orderborn, ridgeborn, seaborn, slyborn, underborn, wanderborn, and wildborn. Do you want to look at those real quick, Steven? David, do you have any thoughts on yours?
Honestly, when you were talking about the tunnels going under the birds, I really like
Or you
when you
think,
talk about the
yeah,
friends maybe.
yeah, like the underborn,
Yeah,
like
I really love that idea of just the goblins going through the tunnels there. That's just, I don't know, I just really like that idea. It's so perfect that this type of adventures, giant birds and everything else
yeah.
going through them.
I
Just
know
a
he's a
really great idea.
I know he's a turtle, but I'm going to go with Loreborn because it's about being part of a community means you're from a society that favors strong academic or political prowess. And I feel like he's like a really smart old turtle type.
Sure, and you get to kind of define where he came from, when his community was.
Yeah, I mean, it could still be a water community. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, what ability does that give you, Stephen?
Where does it say ability? Oh, well read, I see.
Advantage nature.
So yeah, so you have advantage on rolls. It means you roll twice and keep the highest. Um, on rolls that involve the history, culture, or politics of a prominent person or place. So, what person or place do you have an extensive knowledge on?
Is it a real thing?
It's something you can make up. You can make up a legendary figure. You could make up what? You could have extensive knowledge on Sablewood. You could have extensive knowledge about the Forgotten Gods.
Yeah, I feel like I'm drawn to like my automatic response is sort of like an ancient Greece kind of thing. So I feel like he's sort of knowledgeable of some ancient community that created the gods and culture and
Why don't
like
we
a philosophy kind of wizard.
why don't we go with something like
What if there was an option? Because instead of the trees world, within the gods, what if there was an option? Whatever the voice, God, there's a pronunciation of voice.
right,
Angel. Maybe they do.
what if you had extensive knowledge on Legends of the Forest?
Why would a turtle have that?
Why not? That's what you chose to pursue as your interest.
Oh,
And
maybe I was sick of being in the water and I wanted to be on land.
well, so there's some land like turtles,
There are land,
like the
yeah.
big giant turtles that live on land.
Yeah.
You could be modeled after that,
Okay.
and like because they live forever, theoretically. But like the Galapagos could be a long-lived species,
Okay.
and you could feel a kinship and a tie to the trees. So,
Got it.
so you like understand the legends of the forest.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, and you're choosing Underborn, Dave.
It can also be from like a modern point of view.
Yeah, totally.
Like maybe another character kind of right into yours. Like
Oh
there's something about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I'm going to go Wildborn, and I am actually from like a community of Fungrel that don't exist, that don't live in Sablewood itself, but we like have built a small like village like a couple miles away, and that gives me Lightfoot. So I have advantage on rolls to move without being heard. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, I wrong word. Okay. So next, you choose character traits. Now, your character, well, you distribute a -1, two zeros, two plus ones, and a +2 to your character traits, which you'll see here on the sheet. On the second sheet of the character sheet, it does give you suggested traits. I like to follow that as a guide, especially for the +2. But then I personally kind of like to play around with it. So let's take a moment to do this, and then we'll just kind of tell everyone what we did.
Sorry, what?
We're choosing.
How many points? What?
You're choosing traits. You distribute the values of -1, 2 zeros.
Why am I not seeing traits?
It's the agility, strength, finesse, instinct,
Oh,
presence.
okay.
And the
Sorry,
second,
the sheet doesn't label what section is what.
and then the second page on the top left gives you a suggestion on how to do it if you're unsure.
I got it. Okay, thanks. So it's -1 through +2.
It's a -1, 2
Yeah.
zeros, 2 +1s, and a +2.
That makes sense. I went with what the sheet recommended.
I was trying to play around with mine, and I totally ended up going with what it recommended.
It makes total sense
Yeah.
for my character.
So I went agility 0, strength -1, finesse +1, instinct +2, presence +1, knowledge 0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine is. Yeah, same. It just made sense.
Okay, cool. Okay, so next, record character information. Record your starting evasion. Additionally, gain 2 hope to start the game. Where is hope? Oh, I guess hope is kind of... Oh, there it is. Huh. So, Steven, on your sheet where it says evasion, at the bottom, it's going to say starts at something. That's what your evasion starts at. Where it says evasion, underneath evasion, right underneath the class of the name of the class. Steve, here.
Thank you. Sorry.
You're fine.
Well,
No, yours is different. It says it right underneath where it says evasion on the sheet.
sorry, y'all. I'm dealing with some vision loss issues, so it's hard in this light. No. I could see it. It's just my eyes don't see it at first, so when he says it, I have to really like.
Okay, so now we're going to be choosing...
Thank you, though.
Oh my god. Ooh. Some things can, like armor and stuff can. And sometimes racial... Okay, so next thing is we're going to choose our inventory. Steven, you'll see it on the second sheet, middle row. What do I want? Yeah. So I'm taking a minor health potion. And then I think I might take a family heirloom as opposed to the Whispering Orb. I feel like this fungrel has like a kind of like a shawl almost that's like been embroidered with their family history.
Cool.
It's kind of like a capelet almost. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking right now.
I'm having this sort of turtle person have like bottles are tied to its body,
Oh,
and
cool.
then like parchment is inside it, like a message in a bottle, and that's how he transports his
Spells?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And then, wait, let me see your inventory thing real quick.
I went with it's got a torch, 50 feet of rope, basic buys handful of gold. Then I said a minor health potion over a stamina potion, and a book I'm trying to translate over a tiny, harmless elemental pet because I feel like a turtle would be annoyed by a pet.
I also think the book makes sense with what your focus of knowledge is on.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? Yeah.
Yes. Ooh.
Follow your instinct.
Yeah, go with the broken compass.
Especially why you continue to hang on to it. You know, that's interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so next we have to choose weapons and armor. Again, the sheet gives suggested primary weapons and armor. I'm gonna go something different on my primary weapon, but I will use the suggested armor. Now, if you want to look at the list, Stephen, your +2 will be in knowledge. So a wand or a great staff would be good for you. I think the great staff makes like a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's kind of what I imagined.
Does it? Can I see your sheet real quick? No, the second page. Sorry. Oh, perfect. It suggested the great staff. So just put a check mark next to the great staff. And do you want to use the suggested armor?
Where is it? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I feel like leather makes the most sense for a turtle. I don't know why. Apparently, turtles are leather daddies now.
1 second. Do, 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 do. Uh, yeah. Oh, I get a primary, secondary too because I changed mine to the hand runes, which means yeah. Finesse. Ooh, I think I'll take a hand crossbow for my secondary. That sounds cool. Cool. Okay. Neat. One twenty. Page 124. Uh. Okay. Let me know when we're ready because there's something we have to do with the armor. Ah! All my windows just went away.
Oh, that's because like these when the PCs have this like double desktop thing. It drives me crazy. Can never figure out how I did it.
Yeah.
Combat wheelchairs. That's cool. God, that something. I have a friend who's into gaming and really lonely, and that's the kind of thing. And she's disabled and a wheelchair user. That's the kind of thing that would really excite her. Yeah,
Yeah.
she would be tickled pink over that.
I would
The
with
what?
you.
The what armor?
Do you want a higher evasion or do you want better protection?
What was
The
the second one?
Gambison.
Oh.
Una, drop it.
For those watching, Logan's dog has a vice grip, but always wants us to throw her ball.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
What's your species? Like, kind of from.
Goblin.
Oh. I feel like a goblin's more of an evader.
Okay.
Like, I could picture him, like, jumping up on the top of a shelf suddenly at that little laugh, and, I don't know. But that's just me.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the slightly take. Let me know once you got your evasion raised, Dave. Okay, and what armor did you take, Steven?
Leather. Sorry, leather.
You took leather. Okay. So you see those two numbers that say armor threshold?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are those two numbers, Steven?
6 and 13.
So you add your level to that, so that's 7 and 14, right?
Okay.
Pardon me. On the first page where you see damage and health,
Uh-huh.
do you see where those white boxes that'll break up the thing?
Yeah.
Put 7 and 14 in there. So, Steven, what that does is this is how you determine how much HP damage you
Got
take.
it. Yeah.
So, say you take, like, what's your higher damage threshold?
14.
So, say you take 13 damage. It is under that 14, so you would take major damage. If
Okay.
you had taken 15 points of damage, you would have taken severe damage. Then, your armor has what's your armor's rating? It's listed on our score. It says it on that second page.
3.
So you have 3 armor slots. You can burn an armor slot to reduce the damage by 1 level, and you can repair your armor in downtime. So I have a 6 and a 12, but my evasion is 11. So I think that's pretty. I'm not mad about that. And Dave, how are you at? Where are you? Perfect. Okay. Nice. Okay, so next thing is we have to do our background questions. Um, Steven, you'll find those on page 2. Dave, I think you'll find yours in the book. Let's just take a few minutes to answer those, and then we'll come and share. Sound good? we all ready? All right. Are you done, Steven? Do you want
Sweet. Let's give David a minute.
to? Okay. Huh? Ow. Oh. Okay, Steven, you want to go first?
Yeah. What responsibilities did your community once count on you for? How did you let them down? I said like a mix of spiritual and ethical guidance, and I broke one of my own rules, though I'm not sure which one yet.
Okay.
You spent your life searching for a book or object of great significance. What is it and why is it so important to you? It's called The Memoir of a Tree. And it's, I kind of envision it as like The Rings of a Tree as a book, and like only the greatest scholars of the forest can interpret it. And I've searched for it because it has the meaning to life.
Interesting. Okay.
And then you have a powerful rival. Who are they and why are you so determined to defeat them? And it's a school class rival. They were sort of a bully. Their name is Rafi, and in my turtle voice, he was an arrogant peasant with great skill.
Okay, I'm into it. I'm into it. Dave, what about you? Yep. I could see you going more from the splendor stuff, like the clerical healing stuff. When you
Yeah.
choose your domain cards, could be interesting. This is going better than the first time. First time, I feel like. Are you feeling it's easier this time? What? Huh? What are you looking for?
Those clippers.
Oh.
They're on the little.
Oh, they're over there. So out there, viewers, if there are any, hello. We will be exporting this to YouTube as well for later. This has been fun though. I've been making characters on my own for a little bit to kind of help figure this out and guide people through it. We tried doing one the other night with Steven, and Steven, what were your initial thoughts on it?
Excuse me. I found it kind of complicated at first. I don't know. Excuse me. I like having the cards. I think I much prefer having a specific character sheet and everything's on there rather than having to get out my cards for each session, etc.
That's fair. I could see that. I personally kind of like the cards, but that's because it's so like I'm used to always having it on the sheet, so maybe it's something just new and different for
Yeah.
me. Um, I don't know. And I think if like we were using the table more regularly and using that, we could just leave our cards in the table. You know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that much more to do. We just have to do experiences once we talk about our backgrounds, choosing the domain deck cards, and then connections. Pretty cool. Hello. You are all good, Dave. You're all good, Dave. You were just going to start us on your connections, though. Background questions. I'm sorry, not connections. That's the last thing we do. Oh, did it maybe it pushed your people to the surface for the first time in like a century or something. Sure. Yeah, I like the idea of this as like corrupted dragon like forcing the goblin society out from the underside of the roots into Sablewood itself, which is now creating tensions and conflicts because there's a whole new community that where there wasn't one before. Could be interesting. Cool. And the fun girl might. What about your other two questions? Well, we're gonna have to see what the companions are for rangers. I don't have the sheet by me. We will figure that out though, because that could be kind of cool, and it could be something to even work towards or find something similar to. Because remember, we live in this society of hybrid animals too. Cool. And then what about your third question? I mean, up makes the most sense. We could theoretically say that there's Like the highborn live in the high treetops.
Just so you know, my laptop just says that I'm currently offline, so
Oh yeah, you're frozen.
now it was restored. So,
Okay, you should.
now I'm offline again. Something's going on with my
One
Wi-Fi.
second, guys. We're having a little bit of a technical issue with Steven here. Dave, are you good?
I think I'm back now.
There you are. Okay.
That's weird.
So yeah, maybe like the highborn live up in the high treetops, and maybe like they're seen as like the ill of the world, or maybe you're even from one of the higher treetop cities because you're of the knowledge of the loreborn. I was looking at Steven with that one, and maybe like there's just misconceptions about who lives where and why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Okay, cool. Okay, so then nice. Okay, so then mine were, what did you do that made the people in your community wary of you? I saw impending doom. My portents were especially potent. I figure like maybe seer if I can find the right domain stuff to go, like kind of divinatory with this fungal could be kind of cool. What mentor taught you to control your untamed magic, and why are they no longer able to guide you? So the village witch, she she passed on recently, telling me to go out and find the truth. But in our community, she would have passed on to the great mother mushroom Odella, which is an ancestor perhaps we worship, but it causes a weirdness when you start looking at the mythology of the forgotten gods and the gods that existed before, trying to tie into some of your stuff. And then you have a deep fear you hide from everyone. What is it, and why does it scare you? And I fear that we are being watched by something so big we cannot stop it. Kind of playing into like the sentience of the forest.
Mm.
Okay. So now we have to create our experiences. These are like specialties. Now, Stephen, we kind of discussed that one earlier, like Sablewood Legends or Legends of the Forest. That would be a +2 experience. So anytime it comes up, you could spend a hope to get +2 on your roll for it.
Okay, so what are we doing?
We're just making 2 experiences, and I think that's one we kind of already kind of established.
Okay.
I'm going to be taking one of divination and just put a +2 next to it. Now you get 2 of those. Based on how you've talked about this character, what's another thing that they excel at?
Maybe like a clairvoyancy,
Mm,
the soothsaying.
no, I'm doing the divination stuff because you were talking about like you were looking for the memoir thing. What is it? Do you have a knack for languages? Do you?
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that linguist.
Okay,
And
cool.
this is +1.
+2. So I have divination. And then I'm taking my faith sustains me to play into this ancestor worship that the Fungrel have. So like when I'm feeling lost or dejected or I need something to kind of like bolster my will, I think that would be really cool. Dave, what about you? Okay. What about something like I can always find a bolt hole? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, you're gonna have to do a little minor companion creation day, but that shouldn't take too long. But we'll do that once we're done. Okay, so now has anyone thought about a name for their character yet? I'm doing New Lay. I figure the Fungal probably have weird naming conventions in this world. And Creek is great. What about you, Steven?
Oh no. I kind of want to call him Cap, but that's a nickname, and go with the Turkish name for turtle, Kapumbaga.
I love that.
I do too.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so next is going to be the card part. Okay, so you have two decks, Steven. One is. What are the two words listed under Wizard?
Codex and Splendor.
Okay, Codex and Splendor. Those are your two decks. Look at your Wizard Foundation card real quick.
How do I know which one that is?
It says Wizard Foundation.
Oh, School of Knowledge.
What does it say?
Where?
In the text.
All of it?
Yeah.
Spellcast trait knowledge. Prepare, take an additional domain card of your level or lower from a domain you have access to. Adept, when you utilize an experience, you can mark a stress instead of spending a hope.
Okay. So cool. So when you're choosing your domain cards, you get to pick three.
Okay.
So on those two decks I gave you earlier, see different backgrounds. How they have different symbols. You're going to turn them over and pick the cards that say 1 in the top left corner for both of those. And you're going to choose 3 of those cards.
What about the fact that some say 1, some say 2, 3, 4?
You're only picking the ones that have from the ones that have 1 next to them. There should only be 6 cards you pick that you pull out.
I only have 3 options.
Yeah, but you have 2 decks.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant only from this deck. Okay.
No. I was just suggesting Splendor could be an interesting direction for you to take.
Splendor's not available to me.
Yeah, it is.
I'm saying Splendor's in the other one. Splendor's not available to me.
No, Splendor's the name of the domain. It's that card you chose right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Dave, have you chosen? Right. 100%. Yeah. 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 That's sick. Yeah. Oh, you're playing an invasion monkey. Okay, cool. I'm into it. Yeah, no, that's cool. Steven, do you want to say which? Oh, you only get two to start with. No, Steven starts with three because Hooker decided to play a knowledge wizard. So, Steven, which three domain cards did you choose?
Reassurance once per rest, and I basically help an ally reroll. Mending Touch, which is like a healing for an ally, and the other is Book of Iliad. It's kind of like I can basically strike somebody within a close range via a different kind, via three different ways. But one is actually like I can uh, communicate with them. So instead of just hitting them, I can use communication, like mental
Like
communication.
telepathy?
Yeah,
Oh, cool. Oh, that's neat.
yeah.
Yeah, like when you were stepped away, Dave. Steven and I kind of talked about like what if Cap was more like a type of cleric almost rather than more of a traditional wizard, and I think that's a cool blend of the two, Steven. I think it's a really cool blend of the two. Honey, you need to stop. Okay, so I chose Rune Ward for my first. You have a deeply personal trinket that can be infused with protective magic and held as a ward by you or an ally. Describe what it is and why it's important to you. The ward's holder can spend a hope to reduce incoming damage by 1d8. If the ward die result is an 8, the ward's power ends after it reduces damage this turn. It can be recharged for free on your next rest. I think my capelet is is what I use for that for my rune ward because it has that family history and everything tied to it. My other power is Unleash Chaos. At the beginning of a session, place a number of tokens equal to your spellcast trait on this card. Make a spellcast roll against a target within far range and spend any number of tokens to channel raw energy from within yourself to unleash against them. On a success, roll a number of d10s equal to the tokens you spent and deal that much magic to the target. Mark a stress to replenish this card with tokens up to your spellcast trait. At the end of each session, move unspent tokens. Also, too, what I think is cool is that I switched to those hand runes, which also do D10 magical damage. So like I'm just do like I just shoot out this magical energy. I do need to make note of though. I want to change something in my inventory. Instead of the health potion, I want to take a stamina potion since my abilities really key off taking stress um, to like help my stamina stuff. I think that helps a lot. Okay, so we've chosen our domains, we've done everything. All we have left to do are connections. Right where you see background questions, Stephen, next to it you'll see connections, and there's three. We're going to ask one question of each one of our friends here. Um, so I'll start. Dave, why do you trust me so deeply?
I think this will play into my question as well. So I think the more short period of time that you've told me that simply this occurs as my choice is really difficult to understand. So for me, maybe that's something that's coming up as well. I feel in past dreams where people that I told actually dreams of me have come up to me through that.
Okay, cool. I like that. I like that.
So I think I got the answer to maybe tackle your question
Sure, I like that. Okay, Cap, what did I do that makes you cautious around me?
You stepped on a tiny creature.
Okay, okay. Who wants to go next?
Good, Dave.
So
New Lee. New Lai. New. In, like the Nulei. New Lai. What threat do I ask you to watch for? Hmm. It changes every day, but it's usually from a dream that I had. And and so it's like some weird monster that wouldn't be here regardless. But there was a second part to that question though. I'm worried about it because they're not coming true, and I'm used to my dreams coming true. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
And right, and like in my weird metaphysical like leanings and thought processes, killing that insect prevents something from happening. But you can't fathom that with your like logic and rules. And so we're playing with this idea of nature versus nurture almost.
Yeah.
Could be kind of cool. Okay, cool. Ask Steven a question. Oh, Dave, can you repeat that question? You kind of cut out a little bit.
God, that's hard when I don't know your character that well. Um,
Well, there's what's what's the third question?
Yeah, maybe we just make it. Maybe we make it kind of like I have a status, and you know, I just have to maintain it because I'm a little bit of a leader, or I used to be a leader, and I've not been able to let that go. So I continue to act like I have a status when I don't really.
When other people are around.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get a little maybe haughty when other people are around.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, but then privately, that's cool. I like that. Okay, so Steven, now you ask each of us a question.
Um. All right, Logan. What favor have I asked of you that you're not sure you can fulfill?
You've asked me to take you to the old trees, and I'm not sure. I mean, I've probably heard of people going there. I might have gone with my clan once when I was younger, but going to the old trees is not something one just does. So there's like all kinds of weird cultural taboos about just going up. Whoa, Una. Sorry, everyone. Una, come on. So I,
For the neighbors.
so I think there's probably weird cultural taboos about doing it not on like some kind of holy day or for some ritualized purpose.
Okay, cool. Dave, what weird hobby or strange fascination do we both share? Do you hear me? Oh. That's kind of funny.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, I would say though, my character probably insists on putting the fish back.
Wait, what? Wait, what if it were the other way though? What if because you are a turtle and it's part of your diet, like fish is part of your diet, you understand that something has to die. It's like this, like it's this internalized like philosophy kind of thing. So like eating fish is fine, but to the goblins, y'all don't really fish usually. So fishing is a weird hobby for you. So you wouldn't know to keep it to eat it.
No.
I'm just throwing an idea out.
Yeah. I just think his is more like, no, 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 no. We were once brethren. I will not eat my brethren.
What about scallops?
It is scallop happened to fall into my open mouth. I suppose I could be forgiven for swallowing. Now, I'm assuming you don't want to play a game with this character because it would take a while for him to speak.
Oh, I kind of love him. Okay, yeah, viewers out there, that was Daggerheart character creation. I think you can really see how even without a GM, we kind of built a world. We built characters that are connected to each other, get diverse. They have tensions. They have things that they're gonna get on each other's nerves with. But also, I could see how they could bond really easily. We used our backgrounds to create really cool interconnected mythology for this world. I could already see a story taking shape about us looking for the the gods that we didn't know to forget, the old trees with the tree ring, but also this idea that there's something sinister buried underneath all of that. We do have one more thing to do. I just remembered. We have to do Creek's animal companion. Now, let's see. Let's find the. Yeah, what page is that, my friend? Thank you. Just
All right, stop. Stop. He's gonna walk around all night in this apartment. Oh, did you hear what Dave said? I'm so clever.
Don't be, don't, don't be jealous.
God, some lady at Temple told him, "You're a Torah scholar," because he's gotten into reading the Torah every week. Oh my God, for a week. Did you hear what Myra said? I'm a Torah scholar. Help! I'm just kidding, viewers. Logan's. I'm just kidding, viewers. Logan's a good one most of the time.
Ha 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 ha
Oh.
ha. I do know there's something about companion levels and like what you can do at each level, or isn't there? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, most of the time you level up okay, what did you have kind of a parallel journey to the Torah? Like to experience Torah and to experience the different stories together. I feel like they almost kind of
Right. Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the druid beast forms. Okay, I was a little confused. So you mentioned earlier that acid thing. Now, what is it exactly? Because we have hybrid animals in this world.
it's either two tails or acid.
Okay. Uh, right. I'm wondering if that's. It is tier one. Yeah.
In order to get it all to experience the Torah, I would say you need to
Yeah. Yeah. You know. You know. This step four record. Like, choose their attack and record damage die. Maybe it's not fully grown yet. Like, because they say these are horse size. Because, like, at level 1, it says your companion's damage die is a d6. So I'm getting the impression this is going to get stronger. Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, I love it. And also, you have this companion that's from the underside that we probably don't really ever see. Cool. As these characters feel fun.
Yeah.
So I did one other little thing too. On the second page, you'll see the character description. So I figure the fungrel in this area, my clothes are layered and ornate, a lot of embroidery, a lot of color, patterns, because everything tells a story. My eyes are like moon blossoms, so I kind of think they're kind of like a grayish, whitish blue, but they kind of glow a little bit. I have a lanky, tall body, the skin the color of wisteria, and my attitude is half out of this world. Like,
Nice.
kind of like seeing things that other people aren't. But that's it. I mean, does anyone want to describe their characters if they thought about it?
I think I have to an extent.
What about you, Dave?
I mean, I can see he has a nose to shine based on the character.
Cool.
I believe he has a very
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. That's cool. Neat.
Nice.
And you chose a short bow, right? And you have the great staff. So we have but then me with the little runes, and then a hand crossbow slung across my
Yeah.
back.
You shall not pass, bitch.
I love it. Is he like big? Like you like 8 feet
I
tall?
think he's kind of a big turtle, yeah.
Like-
When he actually stands up, he's really tall.
Like 8, 9 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of picture him as like, I'm blanking on his name now, but the Rat Master in Ninja Turtles
Splinter?
reversed.
Okay.
So like instead he's probably like a master to like mice in the forest or something, who worship him, as opposed to the turtles worshiping this giant rat named Splinter. Like kind of the opposite. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Well, viewers, listeners, I'm going to upload this to YouTube, so it will be out there forever. That was character creation in Daggerheart. I think we all had a lot of fun. I think we made some
Yeah, it was
interesting.
fun.
I think we made some interesting characters. We did kind of a soft relaunch of building character. I'd like to bring it back. I'm trying to figure out how often I want to do that. But please like and subscribe with us here on YouTube. Leave comments, some things we can work on, things that you liked, things that you didn't like, if we should continue. And until we talk again, have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye-bye.
Nice night, guys.